deep beneath the surface of the Earth, far below the reach of sunlight or sound or conscience, there was a laboratory. They had built something extraordinary, inside a sealed containment chamber, surrounded by cables and monitors and the cold hum of machinery. The scientists noticed the readings first. Small changes, subtle shifts, the kind of numbers that made experienced people go quiet and look at each other across the room. They were wrong. The energy came without warning. And in the middle of all that chaos, the chamber glass began to crack, and then his eyes opened, red, confused, disoriented, but breathing, but free. The scientists ran. The guards came. The doors sealed. Every system in the facility activated at once, and none of it was fast enough. Because when he moved like lightning had learned to think. A white blur, a streak of energy, a presence that left corridors empty and equipment sparking in his wake. He didn't know where he was going. He went through all of it. And then, at the end of a long, dark passage, he saw something he had never seen before in his entire existence. Light. Then the memories came. Fragments. Flashes. Pieces of something his mind couldn't hold in order. Cold hands. Cold lights. He kept moving. He wasn't ready to hear it yet. The forest swallowed him whole. The trees closed behind him like a door. Some people are born into extraordinary lives. Others are simply standing in the right place, at the right moment, when extraordinary comes looking for somewhere to land. Her name was Amy Rose, and on the night everything changed. She had seen the news report about some strange creature spotted in the wilderness. Whatever was out there, it wasn't her problem. Then the storm came, and something came with it. She heard the sound from inside the forest. She took her lantern. She walked into the rain. She walked into the dark. And she found him. He was face down in the mud, white fur soaked through, energy barely flickering around his body. And she was the only one there. He woke up somewhere warm. It was the most disorienting thing that had ever happened to him. And found a girl in a red dress standing in the doorway holding a plate of food, smiling at him like this was the most normal thing in the world. He didn't trust her. He explored her house like it was a foreign planet. Every object was a mystery worth investigating. A book, a cup, a window that showed the garden outside.
Oh, Sonic, that's not an ancient artifact. It's just a kitchen whisk for mixing eggs.
But he heard that sound and something inside him softened. And then one afternoon in the garden, the speed activated without warning. He didn't mean it. He was just running, just testing his legs, and then suddenly he was a white blur at the far end of the garden with flowers scattered in every direction on the floor. He skidded to a stop, looked at the chaos around him. After that, something shifted between them. They walked together through forests and along rivers and up mountain trails where the view went on forever. They sat in comfortable silence, and it was growing. Then the memory flash came. The lab, the chamber, the cold faces. It hit him so hard his knees buckled. She already understood. They found the ancient ruins by accident on one of their walks, crumbling stone walls half buried in jungle vegetation. When he saw the carved symbol on one of the walls, his feet moved toward it before his mind could ask why. He stood in front of it and felt the unmistakable sensation.
And that's why I had to find you, to tell you you're not alone.
It lasted until the drone appeared in the trees above them. He felt it a half second before he saw it. The drone retreated before he could reach it. But the message was already clear. They had found him, and the world he had been building. There are organizations in this world that operate in the spaces between what is known and what is allowed. Inside its stone walls, ancient architecture met technology that had no business existing in the same room. Amy stood at the edge of the field and coached him and pushed him and refused to let him stop when he wanted to. He was becoming something they hadn't planned for when they built him. Something that chose how to use its own power. Something that was nobody's experiment anymore. The drone came back. He chased it through the forest at full speed, white and blue through the trees, closing the distance with every second. He destroyed it with a single strike.
What is this thing? Looks like I hit a nerve.
Evidence. Inside the Ancient Order's jungle temple, an operator watched the signal go dead and reached for the radio. Was simply background noise to be noted and moved past. He watched the footage. He couldn't look away, and the memories that had been coming in fragments for weeks. Act 4. Capture. They came before the sun rose, from every direction at once. No warning, no negotiation. For a while, it almost worked. Then the energy cannon fired, and the world went sideways. He hit the ground, and the white aura around him flickered like a candle in a storm. He woke up in the facility, the original one. A figure appeared at the bars, hooded, quiet. Someone on the inside who had their own reasons for not wanting this to continue. They didn't have much time. They spoke quickly. Amy moved through the dark facility alone, quietly, carefully. Their eyes met across the room, and in that moment, everything crystallized. The restraints shattered. The chamber shook. The facility's systems began failing cascade by cascade. The building folded in on itself in a series of explosions that lit the sky for miles. The scientist, escaping. The Dark Guardian revealed himself to the world. He spoke from atop the Ancient Order's jungle temple, in a voice that carried across distances that voices shouldn't be able to reach. A white streak across the sky. Something between a comet and a decision. The Dark Guardian was unlike anything he had faced. He hit back with force that shook the ground. He found angles that closed before he could use them. He pushed and was pushed back twice as hard. And then Amy moved. 1 second. The Guardian's ultimate attack came like the end of something. It nearly was. The clouds parted. The world was safe. He had made it safe. The town welcomed him. He stood in the middle of it and felt the warmth of something he had no category for when he had first stepped out of that facility into his first sunrise. Something was standing very still, watching them. He could feel its eyes. He moved toward where it had been. A smile, knowing he was never the only one.